Hi guys, this is a video about my Warped Tour experience and tips on like what to do at Warped Tour. It was our first time going to Warped Tour on July 14th, 2015 in Mansfield at the Xfinity Center. And it started at 11, but we went from 1 to 9, and it was all really awesome. So this is going to be a video about things that like we didn't know at the beginning of the concert, and it was things we should have known but we didn't, or things that we had a lot of fun with, or bands we saw, sort of stuff like that. And yeah, so do and things not to do at Warped Tour, or things that you should be doing. So if you don't want to be involved with the mosh pit, then you should stay away from a circle pit, obviously. But should I tell? So there was a circle pit in front of us. We were watching August Burns Red. There was a circle pit in front of us, and she saw that there was a big opening like behind the circle pit, and she tried to walk into the opening without knowing she'd be pushed around.
I had no idea.
So I had to stop her halfway. I hold her back. I'm like, "You're gonna get trampled. You know that, right?" And she just looks around, and I'm like, "That's a circle pit." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "That's a circle pit." She's like, "No, it's not. Circle pit."
I was lost in the moment. I wanted to get closer.
But then, next, crowd surfers. So we got to the front of the set for Pierce the Veil. We were in the back for August Burns Red. But we got to the front for Pierce the Veil, and we were watching Pierce the Veil, and I wasn't paying attention because we were up front. So I wasn't paying much attention, and I hear a look out behind me, I think, and I don't remember. And I got kicked in the back of the head, and my head flew forward, and it was a crowd surfer. It was all because I didn't pay attention. So you have to kind of pay attention to what's going on around you at all times, because you could get kicked in the back of the head. I got kicked in the shoulder and then the back of the head. So that was always really fun. And then my dad and his friend got like hit in the neck and stuff. It was amazing. Just pay attention. And
we were up close, so and off to the side, so we didn't get like much crowd surfers coming near us, but we got a few. And so you wanted to try to stay aware of them.
We were on a side where it's really hard to crowd surf because there's no guards to like catch you when you get off the end, if you know what I'm talking about. If you look at the venues, it goes like this and then like that. So it's like really hard for them. The guards are only at the front like that, so they have to stay there, and the sides you can't go off of, and we're on that side. And that was one thing you had to pay attention for. Drink water. No one passed out. I'd say eat food, but we didn't really eat food.
Yeah.
We did a little bit.
It wasn't excruciating, so they weren't.
It was pretty hot out.
It was pretty hot out, but it wasn't excruciating that people were passing out like.
Well, there were a few people passing out. I saw them being carried out.
There weren't like lots.
We prepared for it to be hot.
So you want to bring a lot of water bottles.
Yes, we brought 2.
Yeah, and then we
One
bought
for each.
A few.
I think we bought like 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
More than we needed.
And you want to eat so you don't pass out.
We didn't, but that's okay. I had like half a pretzel.
And if you're walking around, you want to like look out for random band members or YouTubers walking around, because that happens a lot.
So bring a Sharpie is a good one. We brought 5 Sharpies. We brought 5 Sharpies, gave one to some dude, but we got 5 Sharpies, and we expected to see tons of people walking around. We saw a few people, but not as many as we expected them to be.
Yeah.
But we ran up to Johnny Gilbert as he was running from the YouTuber tent. We couldn't get into that, and that's a different story I'll explain later. But he was running out of there. We saw him, so we all got pictures with him. He didn't get to say anything, he had to go.
Yeah.
But then later on, before we went to Black Veil Bride set at 8:10, we saw Jordan Sweeto and Eugenia Cooney, because we were in Mansfield. Eugenia Cooney
and
went.
They weren't busy, so we stopped them and asked for their picture.
Yes, we got pictures, autographs, and hugs. The back of my phone case is signed, and she got her arm signed.
It's fading.
It's fading. But we got really nice pictures with them. Just always bring a Sharpie because you might need it and stuff. And then know who you're gonna see and when you're gonna see them, because we didn't know the time, so we got in a little loop of who we were seeing. And then know what the band is going to say. Know if it's a very explicit band if you're with your parents, because what happened to me, I already knew this. I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't think it through. So I went to go see Asking Alexandria with my dad. My dad brought us, and they were
he had no idea how explicit this would be, and we had no idea as well.
Well, I had an idea. I knew. I'd watched their live performances many times, but I didn't know how bad it would actually be. So, and it was dragged out a lot. Should I say what they said?
Sure.
So, I don't remember all of it, so correct me if I'm wrong, but we get to the song Not the American Average, of course, very smart, bringing my dad to see that song. But so at the beginning, Ben had said, he might have said more than this, but he said, "Thanks for welcoming this dickhead into our family." And he was just saying dickhead a ton of times. And then he was saying, like, James likes to have sex with men, something about putting a dick in your butt. Like, and my dad was right behind me, and I was like, oh my God. And then they sung Not the American Average. I don't think he heard anything in that. That might have been really hard for him to hear. So, know what they're gonna say before you go. I knew, but I didn't think about it because, like, you don't think about it. You still want to see this band so bad because the new, like, lead singer, Dennis, was there, and I was just like,
yeah, you just had to.
I had to see them. I shouldn't have, but I had to. So, yes. And, what else? Anything? Sit down once in a while.
Yeah.
The bass is really intense for your chest. Like, if you're anything like me, you can feel everything and you have a hard time holding a breath. So, when I was standing up and I was watching a ton of different bands, I could feel the bass in my chest, and it was really intense, and it just hurt really bad, but I loved it. Like, it hurt so bad, and I could feel it in my stomach, I could feel it everywhere, and it was just painful. So if you're, like, I loved it anyway. It got better throughout the day, but that first set, it was insane. And so if you know you're like that, then, like, just beware and just know it does get better throughout the day, and sit down once in a while if you're anything like me. You can't hold a breath.
And last tip, get really into the music and dance and, like,
have fun.
Shut the lyrics and have fun, because you'll regret it afterwards
if you don't.
That you didn't, like, enjoy the experience and you didn't have the experience too.
Like, just yell the lyrics, jump around, like, just have fun.
Don't
like,
care.
Don't care if you look stupid. I wouldn't do this because I thought I would look stupid. Eventually I just quit and I was like doing this and jumping around, but I felt like I would look really stupid if I did it, so I wouldn't do it when I was close to people. If I was in the back, I wouldn't do it because no one else would. But now I'm willing to do it, and I did it a lot. So yeah, like, those are the last of our tips. So the experience was really amazing, actually. We saw August Burns Red, Asking Alexandria. Shouldn't have, but we did. Asking Alexandria.
We Came as Romans.
We Came as Romans. A tiny bit of 4 Years Strong.
And Man Overboard.
A little bit, yeah. We saw Man Overboard. We saw. Who else did we see? We saw
Paris. Pierceville.
Never Show Never.
We saw bits and pieces of, like, different bands, but we didn't go to see them, but we saw a little bit of them.
Black Veil Brides.
We saw a bit of Riff Raff.
Oh yeah, we walked in and Riff Raff's playing, and we're just sitting there like tiptoeing in my Jordans, and we're like, what is going on? That was the first song we walked into. No, we drive in, and it's insane because my dad doesn't like to listen to screaming music that much. It kind of, like, he said it makes his ears bleed. So we drive in and it's just like, and I'm just like, oh my God, my dad's gonna be like dead. And then we walk into the actual venue, and at the left or right side stage, we hear Riff Raff, tiptoeing in my Jordans. I'm just like, oh my God, what did I just walk into? It's been stuck in my head for days now. It's been 2 days since Warped Tour, and it's still stuck in my head.
Yeah.
You probably can't see my face. It's getting kind of dark, but that's okay.
And we were, like, walking around to all the tents, and there was a lot of merch.
Oh yeah, there was so much merch. I got a Warped Tour 2015 shirt, so did she. She got this shirt that she's wearing now.
I have this Pierceville shirt that has all the Collide with the Sky songs, and it says Collide with the Sky on the top. It's really cool.
And we bought my sister an Escape the Fate shirt, because she didn't get to go, because she's 9. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I didn't get to see Escape the Fate, though. But everyone was super nice. Like, we would, like, people were letting us through and stuff, because we are I'm not short. I'm like 5'5", 5'6", but compared to some of the people there, I couldn't see. Like, she couldn't see because she's like 5'3". So we would get to the front and get farther up or in a good spot. And people were very nice. We were watching. Oh yeah, we saw Bless the Fall too.
Yes.
We watched Bless the Fall. Amazing. It was so amazing.
Like one of the best sets.
That was the best set by far, because they were so, like, into the crowd, and they said that we were the best show because we're cool.
Yeah.
And we were watching them, and Bo waved to us, like me and her. Like, we waved. We were like, hey, Bo, like, we were just waving our arms.
And how we know he waved back to us is because we were the only ones waving.
We were waving, and no one else was, so we're just, like, waving our arms, and he goes like this, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then he stood on the amp right before us, like, right in front of us. Like, he was, like, right there. We were, like, right here. Super hyper.
And then at the end of the show, he jumped off the stage and came running in between, like, the stage and the railings that hold the crowd from away. And he ran back and forth from, like, the shark stage and unicorn stage, because they were right next to each other. And I high-fived Bo's hand.
She did.
And she touched his arm.
I kind of, like, brushed him a bit. I could feel his presence. But she touched his hand and then rubbed it all over me. And it was so awesome. Everyone was super nice. You cannot see my face. I'm in the shadows.
It's getting dark.
It's getting dark. Should we move?
Nah.
It's almost
Who
over.
cares?
But it's kind of dark, if you couldn't tell. So we, like, everyone was super nice, and people were telling us to enjoy the show. You'll see lots of people with bands that you might not know, like, giving off their stuff. Like, I got a band that I never heard of, but I'm going to listen to them. I still haven't.
3 p.m.
Called 3 p.m. I'll show you. He gave us I got 2 bracelets from him. 3 p.m. And they were really good, and it filled my arms. So I got bracelets.
And then there were a lot of like organizations and charities.
Here, I'll show you one.
Around.
I got a PETA bracelet, PETA 2, and it was to free orca whales from SeaWorld sort of thing. And you'll see a ton of stuff there. People will ask you to buy their CDs. We bought one because it was going to animals and stuff, so we bought it. My dad bought it for $10.
The band was called Buttons.
Buttons. We haven't listened to the CD yet, but the band was called Buttons, and it was sounds
The lady
really
was
good.
really nice.
The lady was
and
so
we
nice.
had a really like deep conversation. Like,
Yeah, we were talking
into it.
for a long time. She was like telling us about how she has like coyotes and foxes. She complimented my supernatural bracelet.
How she watches Supernatural and everything, and I
has,
died.
Like coyotes and foxes named Cass and Crowley. Like it was really cool. And then we, she was talking about. She said, "I like Never Shout Never. I do. So some of their songs are like." Don't hate me, but some of their songs kind of suck. Like, it's kind of true. I love Never Shout Never.
Some of their songs are catchy, but some of them just, like, full on suck.
I know. But, like, so she was like, we're like Never Shout Never, but we don't suck. And it was really funny. And she's like, oh, yeah, we're friends with Never Shout Never, too. Like, they know we say they suck.
And then she said, like, oh, yeah, we're tight with Ashley.
Ashley from Black Veil Brides, yeah. And it was so much, she was so nice. Everyone was so nice.
Yeah. And there were, like, a lot of advertisements too.
Yeah. Oh, you cannot see me.
That's okay.
It's okay, you saw me earlier. But yeah, it was super fun, and I want to do it again next year, even if it's all shitty bands. I don't give 2 craps, and I would love to go again in a heartbeat.
I would definitely recommend going.
Definitely go.
Even if you don't like all the bands, you'll still enjoy it.
You'll have so much fun. Say there's like 2 bands you know. Even if you don't know the rest of like, or there's a few bands you know. That was a bug I was swatting. You like
there's a bug on your eyelid.
Say there's like a few bands you know, like maybe like 3. You're still gonna have an awesome time because you'll like see new bands that you never like would listen to on an average day, and you'll really like it. Like I don't really listen to some of the bands I saw, like August Burns Red. I like them. I listen to them not very often. And We Came as Romans. I like them. I listen to them, but not that often. Another bug. And so, I think that's the end.
And yeah, I think that's good.
That's it. So, go to Warped Tour, be freaky, have fun, peace out.
Be abnormal.
And we'll see you next time. Be abnormal. See you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Just look on the bright side, you're roughly 6 feet tall.